Hello everyone. Welcome to the classroom of Architectural Drawing and Reading. Today, we will delve into the fifth section of Chapter 9, which covers architectural construction drawings. The topic of today's lecture is architectural section drawings. Let's take a look at what knowledge we need to master in this section. First, it is necessary to master the formation and functions of the building section drawing. Second, it is necessary to master the relevant regulations and legends of the building section drawing. Third, it is necessary to master the graphical content of the building section drawing. Fourth, it is necessary to master the reading of the building section drawing. Fifth, it is necessary to master the drawing of the building section drawing. Next, let's start learning the knowledge required to master architectural section drawings. First, formation and functions of architectural section drawings. Imagine using a vertical cutting plane to cut a building. Remove the portion of the building between the observer and the cutting plane, and make a front view of the remaining part on a projection plane parallel to the cutting plane. The resulting front view is called the architectural section drawing. The cutting position is generally selected at the parts where the building structure is rather complex and typical, and through the doors on the walls and window openings. If it is a multi-story building, it should be selected at the stairwell, the parts with different floor heights and different numbers of stories. The cutting position symbols should be marked in the ground floor plan. The naming of the section drawing should be consistent with the numbering of the cutting symbols marked on the plan view, and can be numbered using Arabic numerals, Roman numerals, or Latin letters, such as section 1 to 1, etc. The architectural section drawing is mainly used to express the internal vertical height, the floor stratification, and a brief structural form and construction method of the building, such as the form of the roof, the slope of the roof, the form of the eaves, the placement method of the floor, the form of the stairs, the position of the interior and exterior walls, and their doors and windows, the position of various load-bearing beams, and connecting beams, etc. It is one of the important and indispensable drawings in the building construction drawings. Secondly, relevant regulations and legends of architectural section drawings. First, proportion. When the drawing scale is less than or equal to 1 to 50 on the cross sections of the components and fittings that are cut through, the material legends can be omitted. The drawing scale should be the same as that of the plan view. Second, lines. Use thick solid lines to draw the walls, floor slabs, and roof slabs that are cut through. Use medium, thick solid lines to draw the visible outline lines of the building. Use thin solid lines to draw the outline lines of smaller building components and fittings, finishing surface lines, etc. And use extra thick solid lines to draw the indoor and outdoor ground lines. Third, dimension marking. Mark 3 levels of dimensions: the overall height dimension, the floor-to-floor height dimension, the dimensions of door and window openings, and the walls between the openings. In addition, The elevations of some parts should also be marked. Fourth, positioning axis. Generally, only draw the axis lines at both ends and their numbers so as to be read in comparison with the plan view. Fifth, other regulations and requirements. The cutting position of the section drawing should be found in the ground floor plan. Third, content of architectural section drawings. First, mark the architectural components of the building that are cut through. Their arrangement in the vertical direction, such as the specific positions of the floor beams and slabs, and their relationship with walls and columns. The structural form of the roof. Second, mark the positions and shapes of the architectural components inside the building that are not cut through but are visible, such as visible walls, beams and columns, balconies, awnings, doors and windows, stair sections, various decorations, and decorative lines, etc. Third, mark the structural dimensions of each part indoors and outdoors. In the vertical direction, 3 dimensions should be noted, and the dimension of the positioning axis should be marked in the horizontal direction. The elevation dimension should mark the architectural elevations of the outdoor ground, floor, ground, balcony, steps, etc. Fourth, mark the materials and construction methods. For interior finishes such as indoor floors, floor slabs, ceilings, skirting boards, dados, and rooftops, add detailed drawing. Index symbols where detailed drawings are required. Fifth, mark the positioning axes and their numbers. Write the drawing name and scale. After learning the basic knowledge of architectural section drawings, we start to learn how to read architectural section drawings. Fourth, reading architectural section drawings. First, when reading the section drawing, first clarify the cutting position of the section view, and then analyze layer by layer what content is cut through and what content is projected to be seen. Second, the dimensions in the section drawing mainly show the indoor and outdoor height dimensions. It is necessary to check whether these detailed dimensions are completely consistent with those in the plan view and elevation view. Also, check whether the interior and exterior decoration methods and materials are consistent with those in the plan view and elevation view as well. Third, the number of section drawings is determined according to the specific situation of the building and the actual needs of construction. Fourth, the section in the section drawing, its material legend, and the representation method of the dusted surface are the same as in the plan view. Next, we will take the elevation view of Building Number 1 of Jiangxi Construction Vocational and Technical College as an example to explain the content and reading method of the section drawing. First, from the drawing name and axis numbers, compare them with the cutting position and axis on the plan view. It can be known that section 1-1 is a section drawing obtained by cutting through the dormitory and balcony, and then projecting to the left. Second, from the structural form and construction content from the ground to the roof of the building in the drawing. it can be known that the vertical load-bearing components, walls and columns of this building, are made of bricks, while the horizontal load-bearing components, beams and plates, are made of reinforced concrete. They are brick concrete structures. From the construction descriptions of the floors and the roof, their detailed construction situations can be known. Third, the elevations in the drawing are all expressed as relative dimensions to plus or minus 0.000. For example, the elevation of the third floor is 7.2 meters calculated from the ground floor, and the height difference, floor height, from the second floor surface is 3.6 meters. The drawing has marked the height dimensions of the door and window openings. Fourth, in the drawing, the elevation of the balcony is 0.03 meters lower than that of the interior. Fifth, regarding the type and construction of the washbasin in the drawing, they can be known by referring to the standard drawing collection, according to the index symbol markings. Fifth, drawing of architectural section drawings. Generally, the following steps are involved. Select the same drawing scale as that of the plan view. 1. Step 1. Main outlines. First, draw the positioning axes in the horizontal direction and the top height lines of the parapet wall, roof, floor, surface, and indoor and outdoor ground. 2. Step 2. Drawing the thickness of each floor and other relevant constructions. 3. Step 3. Detailed constructions. Draw the outline lines of the cut outer and inner walls, roof, floor, slabs, stairs and platform beams, ring beams, and other major fittings, as well as the outline lines of visible detailed constructions. 4. Step 4. Completing the drawing. Check and thicken the drawing lines. Mark all the required dimensions. Positioning axis, elevations, detail drawing indexes, and write the drawing name and scale. The above is all the content of this section. Thank you for watching, classmates.